In this segment, we're going to learn how to put together a 4-foot by 4-foot grow tent. Basically, everything is going to come in a bag like this, and I'm going to show you the process. It's easier if you do it with 2 people, but if you're stuck with just 1 person, I'll show you how to do it with just 1 person. Basically what we're going to have is you're going to have the actual grow tent, you're going to have a bunch of poles like this, and you're going to have a bunch of connectors like this. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the grow tent, we're going to open it up, we're going to unzip it, and see what we got. This one happens to be unzipped already. Saves us a little bit of time. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to find the bottom of the grow tent. The bottom of the grow tent, this is a 4x4. So the bottom of the grow tent is a 4x4 little area that we'll find, and at the very bottom there's the insignia for this. This happens to be a Secret Jardin, and at the bottom there'll be a little Secret Jardin emblem saying what kind it is. That's how I find the bottom. You can see there's our little emblem right there. This is a DR120. This is a 4-foot by 4-foot. So this is the bottom, this little square. I don't know if you can see it, this little square right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this square right here, like this. Alright. So now, when we're looking at our poles, we have 2 different sized poles, actually three types of poles. You're going to have these type of poles that have hooks on the ends. You see a little hook here. You have 4 of those. And you're going to have a lot of these poles right here. So 2 different sizes. So you have the shorter size. Now the shorter sizes are going to be the sides, and the longer sizes, like this, are going to be the corners and the edges here. So what I'm going to do is, these just fit together like this. Stick it in there. I'm using the long piece. These are the long pieces now. Alright, and what we're going to do is I'm going to put another one in here. Like this. Put that in there. Assemble this. If you can see what we're getting at already, we're building a 4-foot, little 4-foot square right here. Sometimes they slide out, it's okay. This is going to be on the floor, so it's not going to slide out. Okay, so now we got it assembled. A 4-foot by 4-foot piece on the bottom. We're going to push this in. I want to get this in the corners. You can see here's a corner. There's 4 corners. I'm just going to put this in the corner. The easiest way is to lift it up and drop it down in. It's the easiest way. Better view in a second. So there, if you can see, we got a little bit of shape already to our grow tent. Okay. This is the bottom. Right. The whole thing zips together, and I'll show you in a minute when we put that together. So now we're going to take the short pieces. These are all the short pieces, and they fit together like this. And then we're going to put them in the vertical uprights like that. We're going to do this with all 4 vertical uprights. So far the process is pretty easy. The instructions that come with it are a little tiny page about like this, one-sided little page, so they're meant to be understood in a lot of different languages, so it's not very explicative, so this will be a little bit easier for you to understand if I can show you here. Alright, Now we're going to do the same thing up at the top. I'm going to put these little connectors on. I'll just put one on each top of each one so far. Alright, so I like to use a little bit of Scotch tape at this point to hold anything together, like if I need to hold any of these together so they don't come apart while I'm putting it together. I might put the top on, so I'm just going to take a little tiny piece of tape and right at the junction of each one of these, I'm just going to put a little piece of tape temporarily just to hold them together so they don't come apart, because they do slide apart very easily. Alright, so now I'm going to take these pieces. Remember, these are the long pieces. They're the same size as the bottom ones. We're going to take one. We're going to put one up here. Like this. And you can spread these apart a little bit just to get it in there if you need to. One here. Make sure you get the pieces all the way in. You can pretty much see them go all the way in. There we go. Okay. Let's move this thing there. So the next part is the only part that's the difficult part. This whole thing is zips together. So what we need to do at this point is we need to get this whole piece up and over and pull it down the other side and then zip it all together. Easiest way to do that, I find, is to roll it up first. So I'm going to find the end. What I think is the end is this side right here. I'm going to roll this portion. Just to take up the extra slack. This. Alright, now at this point, I can take and I can throw it over the top a little bit. It's not an easy process. It takes a second. So eventually we're going to get this corner right up in here. Like this. Get close. And we can pull up some of this slack right here. If you see, this is all loose. So lift this up. So as I'm lifting up on this, I'm pulling down on these metal poles so the whole thing doesn't lift up. Because it doesn't weigh very much. You lift it right up off the ground. So I'm looking for the other corner. Looks like the other corner is right here. So I'm going to get this, here's the other corner. I'm going to get this corner right up in here. Almost there. It's a little bulky, but just take your time. Pull this corner straight in. There we go. You can see, I'll move it a little bit for you. You can see we got the back corner in over there. Got this corner in too. These are the tie-offs for your vents or any kind of ventilation you might want to have coming in or out. So now I'm just going to pull the rest of it over. I'm going to push it back so the camera gets a little better view. Always push it at the bottom, not at the top. All right. So now I'm just going to gently hold on to this. I'm going to work this back part over. We're going to make a growth head. Easiest way is to lift it like this and push it forward. It might disappear for a minute, but I'm still in here. And I'll show you where the third corner is. So we're doing this in an 11 by 11 bedroom, which is a regular sized bedroom, which is probably what you're going to be using. We have a window right over here so we can get fresh air and we can exhaust our hot air out. So this is a perfect place for us. So pull the final corner up, little corner right up here. So your emblem's going to be right down at the bottom. Emblem's right down here, you can see it. That's how I can tell where the bottom was. This one, like I said, says DR 120. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to zip this whole thing up. I'm going to start at this back corner back here. I'm going to walk around to the outside and I'm going to zip it all up and then we'll have our enclosure. Hello. So when you get around to the front, the actual last part of the zipper is actually the door. Is actually the front door. This one actually has 3 doors. It has 2 side doors, smaller doors about this big, and it has 1 big front door. And there you have it. This is how we assemble our 4 foot by 4 foot grow tent. Hope that helps.